An African brother has a message for all marginalized people. Check it out.
I want you to understand that what Donald Trump is doing with Ilhan Omar and the attacks on the Somali community in Minnesota should be seen as an attack on Africans in general. In fact, not just an attack on Africans, an attack on immigrant populations, an attack on minority populations, an attack on other marginalized populations, because when you attack one of these groups, it becomes far easier to attack the next one. So if you as an African feel disinclined to speak on this situation for any reason or any personal interactions you've had with a negligible portion of any population, I want you to understand that this could be you next.
So, as you saw and heard him basically say there, he cited what's going on in Minnesota with the Somali community in regards to Trump, and all the vitriol that he has for them, specifically that of Representative Ilhan Omar. He was speaking to all immigrants, and then he said marginalized people. Well, I guess I'm a marginalized person as a Black American, right? We count in that. Of course, we know calling ourselves marginalized people, minorities, and people of color has worked against us. So we have stopped doing that. At least we're having a conversation about it, right? But I want to address what he said about being next. Well, as a Black American, we're not next because it was us first, right? Before y'all even came over here the way you are now, especially with the civil rights movement and all that. We as Black Americans were fighting for equality and all of that, but we should have been fighting for human rights, but that's a whole different story. And so why do you think our people were fighting for that? Because it was us being targeted and attacked by the Republicans and Democrats and everybody else in between, right? So it's not a next. It was always us. But see, the problem with immigrants, and not just those from the motherland, from everywhere, they think about Black Americans in terms of, oh, you're victims because you want to be. Nobody's doing anything to you, right? Oh, suck it off. If we could do it, you could do it type thing. And it's like, well, we tried to tell you. We tried to tell you, hey, this oppressor ain't what you think it is, right? Of course, when you're where you're at and you're looking at the news and things like that about Black Americans, of course, it's negative. You think, oh, we're the boogeyman of America and we're the problem and we just don't wanna. We could if we wanted to and all that other stuff. And they don't really teach y'all on the news or in the media about systemic and institutional racism and things like that against Black Americans. And so then when you get over here, you think it's all hunky-dory, and it's like, for a minute it is, because yeah, they treat y'all a little bit differently because they know that y'all don't have the experiences and the mindset that Black Americans have, right? Because yeah, we're jaded, and rightfully so. Our people have been through the worst things that a human could go through, and it's just been kind of, continued through the generations. Maybe not the horrors that our ancestors have been through, but the trauma. And so then when we as Black Americans hear immigrants from wherever you come from say things like, oh, it's not that bad, it's not them being the oppressor, it's you, we kind of like arch our eyebrows like, huh? What do you mean? So to what's going on now with the Somali community, listen, I'm not one of those that are laughing and gloating. I'm not, and I would never do it. But I sit back and think, yeah, Black Americans have been talking like that. Like, hey, these people ain't what you think it is. And now that some brothers and sisters from the continent are experiencing that, now it's a full on epiphany, right? Like, oh my God. Yeah, so I hear what you're saying, but we're not going to be next because it's still us. Even when it all blows over with the Somalis, whether they go back or, and then a lot of them are citizens, so it's not an issue of them leaving or being deported, or, when all of the attention goes away from that in Minnesota, it's always going to be Black Americans. Our issues don't go away because they're highlighting other communities, immigrant communities or whatever. Our issues are always going to be the same. But see, the thing is, when y'all get into positions of leadership here in America, y'all don't think about Black Americans. You think about your community. And I'm not mad. That's what you're supposed to do in a sense. I just wish that our Black American politicians or, so-called leaders will fight for us the way that you guys, politicians, fight for you. But yeah, there's no situation of next. It's now. And it was, and it is, and it will be Black Americans. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.